So, Fate is rerunning, which is kind of unfortunate for a lot of us, since the Go to Kill banner had us drop like all our gems, and we're now poor. At least the roadmap lets us save for at least 1 more month. If you already got the previous collab units, y'all can save for a whole another month. Since there isn't really much new for OG Fate, we'll make this video quite short, highlighting the buffs, the unit select ticket, equip recommendations, starting with the rerun character buffs. We'll start with Ilya. Ilya is a light Q in DPS, she art gens, he deals a lot of damage on super arts, and she has an art refunding ability, which is like I think 50 arts when she's above 90% HP. The only changes she received include a nice 20,000% damage increase on her super arts, now deals 170,000, and the HP requirement for ability being lowered down to 80% HP. Overall, this is nice, as maintaining above 90% HP is actually quite difficult in some scenarios, so that's pretty cool. Next we have Miyu. She's an accuracy DPS that also has a defense ignore on her super arts. Since she was already mega strong, her buffs are actually really minuscule. But she received 5,000% damage increase on her super arts, which is negligible, but her second buff was an ability buff for her 10 APS passive, being increased from 120 seconds to 150 seconds, which actually lets her perform better in some long-term content. Overall, the time limit increase on her ability is actually pretty damn good. The third unit is Chloe. She's one of the best breakers in all of Grand Summers, allowing for a 200 art team-wide increase when the enemy is broken. Her super arts duration for her fire resistance lowering effect was increased by 5 seconds, which is nice if you were trying to perform in like an all art rotate, but even then it's still incredibly difficult. Her true arts also received a 5,000% damage multiplier buff, but yet again that is also an ineligible damage increase. Next we have Rerun, who is one of the best damage support units in all of Grand Summers. Her buffs are also quite knowledgeable, but yet again, every single one are still meta to some extent. She received a 10,000% damage increase on her super arts, which is okay, and she also buffs magic damage by 160% instead of 150%, so that is a minuscule increase. Overall, these buffs mean like nothing, but yeah, still cool. Our fifth unit is Shiro, literally the top 3 best Grand Summoner units in the entire game, as he provides one of the best defenses in game while also dealing incredible damage. And because of that, he received the best buff of all time, a solid 5,000% damage increase on super arts. Like, that's insane. And that's crazy though. Lastly, we have Saber Alter, who is simply a dark DPS that can super crit. Unfortunately, she is basically outclassed by Uzu. Saber Alter can definitely be better than Uzu in some scenarios, because like she doesn't take as long as Uzu to get her kit going, because I think she only needs to use her true arts and super arts. She received a 15,000% damage increase on super arts, also having her accuracy down effect removed entirely from her kit. So when she was afflicted with status ailments, she would have her accuracy reduced by, I believe, 30%. And, well, 30% accuracy loss is kind of sad, but it's pretty cool now that's been removed. Overall, solid buffs that she can act as a decent dark DPS, even though Demon Lord River is probably better. Next we have the unit select ticket, in which you can choose one of the 3 Lolis. Ilya, Miyu, and Chloe. If you're missing one of them, just take the one you don't own. If you have them all, I would take an Ilya dupe for the Limit Break 7. If you can, as a 4-star support is actually pretty damn good. But in this scenario, if you don't have any of them, I would ultimately recommend choosing Chloe, as breaking is needed for a lot of content, and Chloe is a top 2 breaker with Arthur, making her an insane pick. I would choose in the order of Chloe, Ilya, and lastly Miyu. None of these units are bad and ultimately give you a head start in the game, so that's really cool. So if you don't want to listen to this advice, choose any of them. All of them will help. As for the equips you should look out for, so on the equip banner, you have Ilya's Saber Dress, which is an insanely good 4-star support equip that provides arts and damage res for a team on a relatively nice CT, and is universally good on any unit. Ren Tosaka's Clothes is a solid 5-star magic equip that gives a nice magic damage boost and first time arts increase like True Exceed Zax and New A's eye packs, but ultimately it's better than those. Jade Bulg is a 5-star magic equip that increases dark damage by 100% and accuracy by 50%, so this is really good for some dark nukes. Magical Sapphire is a 5-star magic equip that can reduce dark resistance up to 60% if the user is human. Be aware of the fact that the hitbox for this equip is actually quite small, so it could miss if you're fighting a small enemy. Row Eyes is a 5-star defense equip that provides a solid 45% magic resistance if the user is human. I would recommend prioritizing this equip above all else, as it is an insanely high damage res for a really good CT. Shiro Emiya's outfit is a 5-star support equip that increases allies' arts by 20 and human allies' damage by 60%. This is really only good for nukes, as the art gen value of this equip is actually quite little. Kancho and Bakia is a 5-star physical break equip that increases arts by 20. This equip is good for breaking content that requires sustaining, even though you probably have some other equip to run. Fake 9 Lives is a solid artisan equip that increases physical damage by 35% for 10 seconds. Overall, good equip to run in general on like a physical damage related team. Chloe's outfit is a 4-star support equip that increases the target's arts by 4 for 10 seconds and increases their physical damage by 20% if they're a fire user. Overall, you'd run this on Chloe to get her up faster, but running this on some other fire physical damage dealer is also not bad. Excalibur Morgan is a 5-star physical equip that deals 14,000% physical damage and increases own arts damage by 60% and all allies dark damage by 40%. Overall, a nuke equip that you could use for like wave clearing due to the high multiplier on this. And lastly, Saber Alter's Armor, in which increases all allies dark resistance by 30% and heals for 100 per second for 20 seconds on a 30-second CT. Overall, good equip for taking dark damage. Any equips I didn't mention that are still on this banner are really subpar, not really that good, but they're definitely still usable. And for true weapons, none of them are really good off of the intended unit, so get them only if you have the unit to run with it. Overall, this is all you need to know for the upcoming OG Fake collab, but we'll be making guides on them as they come out. As if we talked about them now, you'd probably forget about it. So, see you all in the next one. Peace, and please collab my MoP spy, don't edit this out, please.